Did I even bring it with me? I don't think I did. Pablo Gunner here to talk nerdy to you about Pokemon Horizons, the series, season 1 on Netflix. It consists of 12 episodes, and the first one is 24 minutes, second one is 23, and then the rest are 21 minutes. I know this because I just checked right before this. Anyways, here I have what I consider the original Pokemon, right? We have Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, and Pikachu. And I say original because these were the original games that you could get. You could get green, you could get blue, you could get red, and you could get yellow, right? Those were the games that I grew up on. Now, I knew them from the show first, right? There was the show, the original show with Ash Ketchum and all those characters, and they had the rap. They had the Pokemon rap, right? They had the Poke rap. Was it Pokemon rap or was it Poke rap or Pokemon rap? Anyways, regardless, you know what I'm talking about if you grew up in that era. We had the Pokemon rap where it literally went through every single Pokemon that they had at that time to teach you about the Pokemon. And then for the show, the commercials, they went to commercials or they came back from commercials, whatever. They would have a guess that Pokemon. Guess that Pokemon. Who's this Pokemon? And they show you the outline. They wouldn't even show you the actual Pokemon. They would show you the outline of the Pokemon. But guess what? It was the Pokemon that were in the episode that you're watching. So it wasn't just random Pokemon. It was related to that episode. So you already knew because they mentioned their name. They mentioned their name. In fact, not only did the characters mention their name, this was a time when the Pokemon said their own names. And that's all they said. They might have made like some weird grunts or whatever, but not much else, like roars. But no, that was it. They just said their names. They didn't say anything else. And that was unless they made like the weird sound that was from the games, but that was like this weird digitized sound. And I don't know how they got like a different sound for each. It was weird, different times. But there's even the viral video of the guy that's like, guess that Pokemon, and he's guessing and it's wrong, and he's like, fuck, right? Like, it's hilarious because we were there. We were those kids, and we were guessing, and when we got it wrong, like, we lost our minds, right? Like, we're the worst. We're not gonna be Ash Ketchum. We're not gonna catch them all. We're not gonna find them all. We're not gonna none of this, right? Such good times. I've been a fan for Pokemon my entire life. I've played so many of the games. I feel like I haven't played every generation. I'm not going to lie and say, hey, I played every generation. No, I played the originals. And I played some, and then there was a generation gap that I missed. Like Soul Silver or Silver or whatever it was. I missed that. There was a giant gap where I missed. I did play the re-release, the XY. I got that on the 3DS. Loved that. That was absolutely phenomenal. That was so great. And then they brought in like these Mega Evolutions. That was so sweet. That was sick. That was really, really awesome. And then I got the Shield. I got Sword. There was Shield and Sword, and I got Sword. And I can honestly say I don't know how far I got in that game, but I don't think it was very far. It was fun what I did, but at the same time, it was like, I'm just going to catch, there's so many Pokemon at this point. I'm just going to catch the ones that I like and then train them and get them to evolve and like have this nice relationship with them and stuff. And that was so cool in X and Y where you could do that. Like you could kind of like cuddle them or whatever, pet them and give them snacks and treats. And they loved you, right? Like you had this nice relationship with them. They didn't have that in Shield and Sword, is if I recall, but it was still a solid game. I know the most recent one I heard is trash, and then I even played the one before that that takes place in like feudal Japan. Not a big fan of that one personally. I love the idea and the visuals and stuff, but it just, like, I've heard that it's just gone downhill from there too. Like the ideas are great, but then the implementation not good. So anyways, I kind of feel like this show is that as well. We have Pokemon Horizons season 1 on Netflix, and there's not a Poke Rap, and there's not a Guess That Pokemon. And I get that it's a different generation. These are different characters, and there's not the characters only say their name, like the Pokemon only say their name, and that's it. No, you have Fuecoco and Leafy or whatever. I don't even know what it was. It's like it's a cat that does leaf powers, and they make these weird sounds. I don't even think I heard them say their own names, these Pokemon. And I was like, what is with this generation? And then the way that they teach you about the Pokemon is through these YouTube videos, these random YouTube videos, which completely understandable. For this generation, that fits perfectly, and that makes so much sense. It just didn't work as good. It just didn't make sense as good. In fact, ended up being one of the characters in the show that was making the videos that was on this ship that they're flying. It, I feel horrible for doing that. I'm gonna pick those back up. Actually, I feel awful for that. I'm gonna put them over here. I'm gonna put them where they belong, on a pedestal, because that's where they belong. On a pedestal, because they are icons and legends. Jesus, no one can stand up on their own except for Bulbasaur. So, let's get back to it. Pokemon Horizons Season 1, Netflix, does away with a lot of what the original did, which I understand. Hey, it's a new generation, it's a new series. We don't have Ash, we don't have Brock, we don't have Misty. We're doing away with that. The Pokemon don't even say their own names anymore, and if they do, that's not really the main thing that they say. They make other weird noises. That's not the electronic versions, which would be kind of funny. But anyways, yeah, this is it. This is the new generation. And the story even was like, I wasn't into it. I couldn't get into it. It was like it didn't make sense. They weren't explaining much. It was like too much too soon. Like, this is for people that are already into Pokemon. And guess what? I'm already into Pokemon, and I wasn't really a big fan. My oldest, who is 4, Shelby, she was like, Dad, what is this? And I'm like, this is Pokemon. And it's essentially like dog fighting. Like, you catch a dog and you fight another dog, except it's or cockfighting or whatever kind of fighting there is, right? It's like more if you're like, yeah, let's do dog fighting and cockfighting, or that's probably more what it's like. But anyways, the point is, it was confusing for the kids, and I think it's for an older group than, like I said, 4 and down. My kiddos weren't. I've put this on multiple times to just try to get a better grasp and handle of this show and the story. And I feel like if you're older, like probably maybe 7 and up, I don't know, or perhaps older, 10 and up, I'm not sure exactly, but it just was like kind of too annoying for me, and yet too much for the kids. They weren't really into it. Like I said, I I have one that's 4, another one that's 2, and one that's a baby, and nobody was really that into it, including me, and I tried so much and I wanted to get into it, and I couldn't get it. And the animation looks great and the voicing sounds great, but the story was just like, it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I what I liked, what in fact I just saw this episode, and one of the main characters, which yeah, the representation seems to be quite a bit better in this than in previous iterations, but it was really cool because the kid was like, it was funny because the kid said, now I want to see them all. So it's not even about catching them all anymore, which it hasn't been that way in a long time just because there's been so many Pokemon. You can't catch them all. I don't know if they even use that slogan anymore because there's so many, you can't catch them all. I mean, you might be able to, but it sounds insanely difficult to be like, I'm going to catch them all. No, I'm not going to catch them all. I don't have the time to catch them all, okay? I kind of would like to see them all. Maybe at least I want to see all the legendaries. That's what I want to see. Catch them all? No. Okay. I don't have time for that. And that's not what I'm doing. Okay. That's not, I'm going to catch the ones I like and I'm going to train the ones I like and get them to evolve. That's what I'm going to do. But this isn't the game. This is a show. Anyways, so as far as the show goes, it's really hard for me to give this one a grade because my kids weren't into it. I wasn't hugely into it either. And maybe it's for an older generation that's obviously younger than me, but older than my oldest, which is 4. Like I said, 7 up, 10 and up, maybe. I'm not sure. Animation looks great. Voicing sounds great. But that's about it. So, that being said, Pokemon Horizons Season 1 on Netflix, it was decent. The voicing was good, the animation was really good, but I wasn't really into the story. Neither were my kids. So it's really even hard for me to say that this one is worth checking out, but maybe if you fit within the age group, it's worth checking out. For me and my kids, it's going to be a pass. Talk nerdy to me. Check out all of our merch at tntmtheshow.com, the store, which features stuff like this and Pokemon stuff, which is really witty and clever. I'm going to keep it on sale until this video has run its course, which is probably just like a week longer after March. And for our charity of the month, in which we will be giving 5% of any profit that our merch sales will be going to that. It is going to be the Center for Reproductive Rights, as it is Women's Month. And for April, it's going to be Autism Speaks. So check out our merch there and see what it is, which is going to be Fallout, X-Men, Star Wars, and a little bit of the Pokemon. Talk nerdy to me and help us help them.